Okay, here is why females love muscles, and here is why females are so attracted to muscles. I've been training for 6 years. I've had my fair share of female attention, and it does feel nice. And we all inherently knew this attracts females, but we don't know why. I used to just think it's the muscles itself. And yes, the muscles are an attractive thing to have for sure, especially when you're lean. The leaner you are, from about 8 to 16% body fat, the better you're gonna do. 100%. But like us men, when we look at, parts of the female that we find desirable, of course, you have the ass, the hips, the waist, the face, the breasts. Yes, we find it attractive and it is good to look at visually, 100%. But there are other things to which such attractive traits in women indicates good health, fertility, long-term game, stamina, femininity, submissiveness. All those physical traits on the woman is a byproduct of a divine feminine energy. The same for us men, of course, slightly different because us men and women are equal, but in terms of the muscular body parts in a man, very similar. So, in the case of this video, the topic of this video, muscles. Now, here is why women find muscles attractive. Now, like I said, and what's obvious in the beginning, it looks good visually. Yes, we know. I've experienced it. It's great. I'm telling you. But it's more so what those muscles represent. You see, with the muscles, right? And in contrast to a woman, when you see a beautiful woman from a man's perspective, of course, naturally, you're blessed with the physical assets to which serve as a positive in terms of mating strategy. And us men see that, and we can't help but feel attracted. It's within our male nature, right? So God handed the female the assets needed to attract a mate, right? The women are gatherers, but for us men, we are the hunters, right? So we were not blessed with the physical attributes. We need to work for our physical attributes. In this case, the gym and building some form of muscle via training, right? We need to work for our hard work because we are the hunters. We need to hunt for the body. We need to work for that body. Hunt in the, form of work, or not in the ancient times anymore, but it still applies to the modern day. How we need to hunt in terms of day in and day out, working out, building our body, seeing no sign of progress, right? And women like that shit because in their primal brain, they see it as a man that's taking themselves seriously, and it unconsciously signals different cues to other areas of life, and that would signify they would be quite competent in. There's a high stress situation where they've built the muscle via the process of all of that hard work in the gym, tearing their muscles apart and then building it back and keep going over and over despite the pain. That consistency. I mean, it's very rare you see, guys. All of the fit people, they know exactly what I'm talking about. So when the women see that, she say, okay, that's a part, that's a potential mate. When we're doing the shopping, when we're doing the luxury, when we're moving out or moving in, I can rely on the man to carry. There's an extra free man for you to carry for life. Less money spent, that's for sure. Hey, less money spent, that's for sure, because you already got a hunk right there. Your wife will tell you that. And it's just different traits. It signals discipline, it signals hard work, it signals focus, self-care. You actually care about yourself. Right? That's what I must signify. So many other traits. And the looks is just a byproduct. So you're getting the best of both worlds. You're physically attractive, and the perceived value that you give off simply by looking the way you look. As you know, like I said, for men, we are the hunters. We're not born with a body. And so 90% of people you walk outside, it's very rare you find men with fit bodies. Society conditioned us men into thinking that it is okay to remain out of shape. Right? And yes, in society, they condition the woman it too, but they can kind of get away with it because women look good at a high body fat percentage. Us men, when we get to a high body fat percentage, we look like shit. We don't feel like we're in our element. We get to like 16 percent body fat, and over that, estrogen starts to kick in. How do I know this? Well, I'm above 16% body fat right now, coming off of a bulk. I'm probably like 20 right now, 203 pounds when it gets to 182. I don't feel like I'm at my pro peak state, peak testosterone body fat levels yet, because I'm coming down from a bulk. But when you're above 16% body fat, you start building some man breasts and whatnot. Your ab definition starts to go away. You start to have a more fluffy look in your muscles. It's not really defined yet. So I'm especially talking about when you're lean, like I said. White girls like a lean muscle. I think that's a better title to do. But yeah, it's more so what it represents. Now the issue I did, and the you'd think just being in shape will make you confident with women straight away. For my personal experience, no, unfortunately, and that's because of the perceived value that I had from the eyes of others. It didn't catch on with my identity. So, in short, a better way to say this: my self-identity mentally didn't match the body yet. So I still had imposter syndrome. I still didn't fully believe in myself. I was in shape, but I was still shy with the ladies, right? So I would be jacked. I would get female attention all the time, right? And I would always get choosing signals. You'd be surprised how being in shape gives you so much choosing signals from women. Even if you have the most average face like myself, I'm not that attractive. I just went to the gym. That's it. I got no girls before that, trust me. And even at 20, I wouldn't even say I'm the most handsomest guy. I'm not like an Anthony Joshua where I look at it and it's like there's a ratio of 90% of women that want you. I just mean in terms of probability, likelihood, and experiences I have had in the past. Every age range, they respect a muscular man. Every age range of women, of course. But the problem was my self identity mentally, like I said, didn't reach with the body. So I was still shy. I still had imposter syndrome. I was in shape, but yes, it was masked up because, like I said, the perceived value, but it almost kind of covered my fear of women speaking to women at the time. So what I would do is, like I said, I always got choosing signals. I would miss it up. They'd always on the talk. They give me the eye signal. I would mess it up. I'd never approach. Even though it was so obvious, because let me tell you guys something about women. They're never going to approach, man. You got to do the hard work, man. And that's what I have to accept, man. Them women too scary, man. They ain't going to do shit. Yeah, you have to do 90% of the initiating, you know? And I was too scared to do that. So every time I had a choosing signal or attraction from a girl, I'd fuck it up because my mental identity wasn't fully there in terms of being confident with the ladies, right? Now I don't care. Right now, I have them both aligned. Am I the perfect product both mentally and physically? No. But it's a lot better than it once was. And I have the self-identity now. I can speak to whoever I want. And when you don't operate so much on, oh, I just want to get muscles to impress the woman, you know, you'd be surprised how easy it is to speak to women. It gets a lot easier, lot easier. 100%, bro. Do I have anything else to say? Say it, what it represents. And I would say, man, make your physique as jacked as your mentality. If you have both of them together, bro, you really have the world on your feet, man. Especially considering how rare it is. Most people are scared to talk to the woman they like. They think of regret and whatnot, you know. And to the muscular guys that are scared of women, man, give it a go. Give it a go, man. Because you may be scared. You may be thinking, bro, oh, she may be thinking, oh, I wish she just, that woman may be thinking, I wish she just talks to me. I wish the guy just talks to me, man. But you in your head thinking, bro, I wish I loved myself first. To the point where I'd have the confidence to speak. I wish I had the self-respect to speak to the people that I want. In other words, I wish my mental identity was in line with my physical reality. And everything physical, man, starts in the head mentally. So it's like, you weren't always in shape to begin with, so you're fat or you're skinny. You had a thought in your head to become jacked, you made that a reality. Now, the woman's actually the easy part, believe it or not. But the reason why you think it's hard, you kept telling yourself that, and now your brain believes it. So we done the hard part day in and day out in the gym. And that takes days, 2-3 years to even accomplish that body. But the woman part, I'm telling you, it's the easy part. I promise you it's the easy part because you can do it in a day. Find a woman outside of you, man. Don't be a creep. Speak. Mouthpiece. Game G. That's all, man. So, I don't want to make this video too long, but to link it to the title, why do women like muscular guys? Yes, is it aesthetic? Yes. But it's also what the perceived value indicates. And I've said it all already. Now, what we need to do, we need to match our our mental identity to reach our jacked identity. The same way we were in the beginning, where we had the mentals on point, right? We already knew we would be jacked. We had the image of us being jacked, and we made our physical a reality, right? Now let's do the opposite. Now we're jacked now, guys. To the people who are jacked, and to the people who aren't jacked, do what I said before. Um, have the thought in your mind as you are right now. So watch this video. So you must be thinking of getting fit in some way, shape, or form. Mental reality, right? And then there's a gap between the physical reality. Make that true, man, by constant day in and day out. And for the jack guys, I remember I was jacked in shy once, so I understand. Your woman's just there. It literally takes like less than a minute to speak to a woman. And that's the easy part, guys, trust me. And you simply go and make your mental reality same as your jacked. Your jacked reality is the same as your mental, pardon me. That's so. So yeah. What are women like muscular guys? It's what it signifies, man. So if you have both, if you match your mental to be the perceived of confidence, you got it. I'm telling you, man, you got it. So yeah, man, and don't just lead with the physique, of course. I think one of the sexiest things a man can do that is a woman is have all of this power and rare traits and just act like it's a way of life, man. And not even act like it's a way of life simply to because I said it. Just make it normal, man. Sometimes I forget how in shape I am. Trust me, you train for 6 years, you reach this thing called the point of diminishing returns. It usually happens around the third to fourth years when most of the muscle you make is like, yeah, it's not going to be significant anymore. First year you can make like 25 pounds of muscle. Second year you make like 15. Third year you make 10. Fourth year you make like 4. And then fifth year you make 1. How do I know this? Because I'm 6 years into my journey and I built the most amount of muscle in about third to fourth year. After that, it's just normal. So that's how my brain is now after 6 years of training. I'm still in shape. Obviously, I'm bulked up right now. I'm trying to lean down. But it's a part of my identity now. It's just normal. Like when I walk outside, the early stage of fitness, you're probably gonna be thinking, "Oh, well, I'm thinking of my physique." You think like that because you're still new to the game, G. You're not fully. Your brain isn't fully in. Like how do I say this? Your brain isn't fully in the identity of I'm just in shape naturally. This is how I am. The same way a woman is naturally beautiful. She just walks outside. She ain't thinking, "What do a man think?" If they put makeup on, it's a different story. But just as a default. Yeah, she knows she's hot. So she ain't thinking, oh, the man's gonna want it. She knows already. And the man comes to her. We can do that in our we can reverse engineer it for the men's perspective too. Make the fitness normal. You know? Yes, of course, for most women, and I may be contradicting myself here, but most women, they're like, yeah, I want to look good. They want that validation whether they say so or not, of course. But in terms of the baseline of just being hot, they know they're hot, so they're not like, who's gonna look at me? You know someone's gonna look at you, damn it. And it's like they ain't even thinking about that. You know, you're naturally hot. Hey, some of them even find that annoying, man. Because too many men looking at them. That's a male issue too sometimes. But it's a very rare handful issue that only a handful of men experience. I'm talking too much now. I said what I had to say. Now you just gotta do the work.